I'm honestly liking the series a lot. I wouldn't say that I'm like it's the best series out there, but I do like this series and its concepts and stuff. Now, I will say this: the second half kind of felt lacking, meaning that I would say the ending was probably that's where I would go, and it felt lacking for me because it felt very much kinda like I've seen this in many RPG anime style things. But again, I do know that the series has its own it's its own thing and stuff. So yeah, it's like because I've seen it in so many like RPG anime series where like you these people basically become a leader of certain groups or something. Like a lot of isekai, I've seen that. So it was kind of like okay, I've seen that, so I'm not interested. I kind of got my interest out of it, but that doesn't mean that this episode was bad in anyways because the start was amazing. Like the dragon has always I love the dragon. Like low key. I want the dragon as my pet, low key, because Veldora is just amazing character. Like he's just an amazing character for me. Like I would never would have imagined to make a dragon's character a tsundere in any way, shape, or form. Low key, the best dragon in all anime I've seen because no matter that he hasn't done any cool stuff yet, he's funny as hell. Plus, he's a tsundere. Like how many? That's a unique dragon for you. How many dragons do you find being in that kind of personality? Like Loki, love the dragon. I wish that he had more screen time, but I guess he may get the screen time after a few episodes or something because I don't see him getting screen time right now, as of this arc at least, the Goblin Village arc. So I don't see him like getting any kind of attention or screen time in the. I mean, he may get like he'll be noticed by Rimuru, this main character that's slime. Rimuru, he will be noticed by Rimuru a lot of times, but like mentioned by Rimuru a lot of times. But I don't think he'll get the screen time for the next few episodes at least because I don't at least not for this arc. I don't think so, at least for this arc. If he gets the screen time, okay, he gets the screen time. Otherwise, I don't feel like it's gonna be that much of like a screen time for him. So that's why I said I needed some more screen time. But I'm pretty sure whenever he comes on screen, he's just gonna be a complete goof and a complete badass. Like I just feel like goof and badass does not mix together when it comes to dragons. So it's like a dragon who's a goofy guy, and plus he's a complete badass. I don't think so. That's possible in a lot of cases, but I feel like in this case they can do it because dragons are badass to begin with. Like, I mean, come on, we have seen many dragons. For example, let's just take, even though I'm not a big fan of Fairy Tail, let's take Igneel from Fairy Tail. Amazing. Like he's one of my favorite dragons in anime. So that's a pretty cool dragon for you. So yeah, there are various dragons who's just complete badass, but we have never seen a dragon who's goofy and badass. So it's funny to see. It'll be fun to see he does in his great time. Now, moving on to this, as soon as Veldora disappears, basically he gets swallowed by Rimuru. Everybody is on alert because it's basically breaking a seal and stuff and everything, and everybody's afraid of him. So everybody's on quick alert, high alert about this thing, and we see that by a conversation that was striked up in this one kingdom. I think so that I don't remember. I think it is called Beldura or something, Belgium or something like that. I don't remember that at all. But you see this conversation strike up in the kingdom and how like the dragons disappears is a huge factor, and you also see Rimuru explaining that to us. So I like how they're just including smallest details possible, and I think that this is one of the things that I will like throughout this series because they included very small details, which not many anime do. Not like very few anime go in depth with what they're doing, and I think that this is one of the animes, especially the ones which are adapted from light novels. So for this anime which is adapted from light novel to actually go in depth with stuff they're doing, it's pretty cool to see. Okay, that is pretty cool to see, and how also Rimuru is explaining his story to us that's also pretty cool to see. Like he's narrated it actually, so it's pretty cool. Then let's also move on to the next slide. That's how he's getting new skills and stuff, and how he's way powerful, way powerful. Like, obviously, he can mimic because of his certain skill that helps him like conceal and mimic people. So basically, he can become anything he wants to do once he's consumed that thing. So that's a pretty cool ability he has there. Like very few people have. Very few people who have that ability are cool in my eyes because I mean, yes, you're cool. You can shapeshift and stuff, but you're still no good. Like, yeah, you are still not a cool character because most of the times it's just a character who's pretty much a villain who does this, and very few hero characters who does this. The only character that actually even is cool in my eyes and I can pick up really quickly is Dabi from My Hero, who has this quirk to shift bodies. But other than that, I don't think anybody is that much for me, that much of a cool character for me. So it'll be cool to see what kind of stuff he does with his body because there's a lot he can do. Also, he's got the divine blessing of dragon, if I'm correct, through what the conversation Rimuru and Mildora striked up with. So I'm pretty sure that's another thing that he got, which is pretty cool to see. So I also like how he was emitting this evil aura all around the goblins, and he didn't even know he was emitting like this whole strong aura around him, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that I was emitting such a strong aura." So the goblins were really scared of this man. So that's a pretty cool thing to see too. Uh, Other than that, there isn't much to cover up. The humans, I don't think so. I need to cover that up. There's nothing special about it because I feel nothing special. By that I mean like it's not a special scene that I need to cover. It's just the first time you see humans in this world, like humans who are actually doing something. So it's I don't think so. I need to cover that up. Last thing, but the on the list is this episode in overall. Again, the animation looks good for me. No problems with the animation. Storytelling. I'm still waiting for the next episode. I like the series without any doubt because of how because I like the main character, and the main character makes the series for me because I don't care about the side characters. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but most of the times the main character makes a series for me, and the companions he carries. Those are the things. Main character and his companions are the ones which make the series for me. So for so far, the main character uh, Rimuru has been a pretty cool character in my eyes, and also Wildora, who I wish has more screen time in future, which I'm definitely not gonna be disappointed in, which I'm pretty sure he will, but I don't know how much time he'll have. But Wildora, I hope we get more of his screen time, and also Rimuru. So yeah, Rimuru obviously is gonna get more screen time because He's obviously the main character, a slime. So he's gonna get the most screen time of all. So that's pretty much it. So far I feel like the goblin arc has become too cliched because of Overlord for me. I'm not saying this is bad or anyways, because a lot of people will misinterpret what I say. So just before you guys like misunderstand what I say, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Okay, I just say the goblin thing became like it kind of reminds me a lot of ways that Overlord did it and how Edry became the goblin leader and stuff. Like kind of reminds me. In this case, there's no eyes though. In this case, there is no eyes. In that case, there was an eyes. In this case, it's just Rimuru. That's all. That's all there is to it. In that case, there's eyes, and he was the one who put Edry in charge of the goblins. So it's like there, there's no eyes here, and there is and Heinz over there. So that's the only difference I see there. But other than that, most of the stuff that this episode was in there, I didn't feel I felt really good watching it. I didn't feel like, again, the ending wasn't like anything special for me, but most of the episode was because it was funny as hell. Like the first 10 minutes, even the Goblin startup meeting was cool, and even the story was pretty cool that the Goblin said. Just the ending got me like, save me! Like here comes in and saves it like any other day. So it reminds me of so many things that happens, like so intense it happens in RPG where you get like meaning that isekai anime or like here comes in, it's like save me, like, oh, okay, that's a trope that they adopted. Another, it's an isekai trope basically, because in a lot of isekai it happens. It tends to happen a lot in a lot of isekai. Even in anime it happens, but it's mostly isekai, which like you become you save these people and you become the leader of these people. That's basically in most of isekais that I see happening. So that's the reason why I wasn't impressed with the savey thing, but still, it's all cool. Uh, as long as they execute the story perfectly and write a good script. That's all I matters to me. So yeah, as for second episode, pretty good. Uh, Again, the ending, I wasn't a big fan of it. So let me know what you think about this episode of that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.